they call machot, I think, and it's a very long climb, never too steep, so it's beautiful to do in the aero bars, but it's tough if we have to do it 3 times. And then I check the first the downhill we will do from Las Breñas. It's a very nice downhill, but today the wind, as you can hear, it's still very strong. We had 3 days of kind of storm, but by race day I hope it will be a little less. Anyway, we check it on one of the worst days, so if it was okay today, it will be okay also on race day. We have a special wheel set up for this race because of the wind and the downhills and the kind of climbs. We have the head jet black, which are just perfect. They brake so well, so powerful. So I think I have the best setup for this race.
You had a great swing. You had a great swing. Fantastic, yeah? You're sixth. Very good, very good. You're doing great, Ken. You're doing great.
Elisabetta Curridori!
But I felt good on the swim, so I was happy. But then on the bike, there was actually nothing. I didn't feel good.
something magical happened in Lanzarote after how many years?
Four or five.
Jim is back in the water. 2 days after the IRONMAN 70.3 Lanzarote, we are back training. Yesterday 3 hours on the bike, today 3 hours on the bike, a 3K swim and a short run, and we build into the next race. Getting ready to ride on the course. It has been 2 very windy days here and it's very, very cold. But aside of this, I have something extra special from the Eraser. Now I show you. This is for the race. This is for training now. It's a special jacket. I think it was Merinos. It's also very warm, but at the same time, when you sweat, it doesn't get wet, so it's a special tissue. And now I will test it for tomorrow's race. Probably it's going to be a duathlon, we will see, but in case it's a triathlon, to put after the swim, this would be perfect.
Only 10 seconds to go for challenge on SALOU. Entramos en los últimos.
so proud of you. 2:30 from the lead. Less than 4 minutes from first. It's amazing. Less than 3 minutes from podium. Amore, 2:30 from podium. .145 from podium, 145 from podium.
From Italy, this is Elisabetta Curridori. Please put your hands up, SALOU, for our fourth lady, Elisabetta Curridori.
Y esas manos arriba para la cuarta posición.
We are a few days after Challenge Salou, and I would like to share some thoughts about my last two races, which were IRONMAN 70.3 Lanzarote and indeed Challenge Salou. So I've been thinking a while about my first race of 2022, which, as I said, was 70.3 IRONMAN 70.3 Lanzarote, and that was actually a race that left me really disappointed, really about my performance. I came to Lanzarote, I think I was in a good shape because I've been doing all the sessions and everything perfect, but I also knew that somehow something would have been very hard on that day, because yeah, it's the first time I share this thing. I don't really want to look for excuses, or I'm not a person who looks for excuses, but I knew that IRONMAN 70.3 Lanzarote would be on the days of my period, which is a really big problem. The problem with the period is that I actually feel horrible, terrible for at least 3-4 days. The first day of the period is just awful. I have cramps at my stomach and I don't have any power. I feel that my quadriceps and legs and actually the lower back and the full body feels without any strength. I have terrible headache, I have terrible stomach problem and back pain, and of course when you have these symptoms 2 days before the race and the day of the race, yeah, you know, it's going to take a lot out of you, and I still didn't find a balance with training and dealing with the period. We also tried with Bella to have a little bit more rest on the week of the period, but it doesn't really work. We don't really find a way, just my body not really working well. But the weird thing is that I had incredible races when I won Challenge Riccione, when I won Challenge Lisbona in 2019. It was with my period, but then 3 or 4 races with the period was just terrible. So it's really difficult to deal with it. I don't really know the day of the race, if I have the period, how it's going to be, and so it's really difficult to deal with it also mentally, because when I know I have it, I know it's going to be a big struggle the days before the race and the day of the race itself. Disappointment comes from that, but also from not really finding a rhythm and a balance and harmony with riding my bike outside. As you probably know, I crashed in November, a few days before Ironman Cozumel, and that crash really made a big scar in me, and not only physically. I mean, it was very hard to be back on the bike mentally. I crashed many times off the bike, but this time was very difficult, and it took several weeks, I would say a month, to be able to ride outside again. I've been doing the first sessions for, I repeat, for a month only indoor. I wasn't able to go outside and ride my bike, my time trial bike, so I tried with a little bit of mountain biking, but I never felt comfortable. So I was capable of riding again outside only when I went on training camp in Lanzarote. And for that situation and in that occasion, Bella Baylis, my coach, came to ride with me, and that was actually the first time I was back riding outside on my bike, on my time trial bike. So even if I've been doing a lot of work indoor, like 3 hours ride and all the sessions replacing like the hill repeats outside, I've been doing all of these on the turbo. So I knew I was really ready and fit. Somehow I think not riding outside for so long made me even more scared. Instead of just going out immediately after the crash, I left too much time probably. It took some time. It's not 100% yet my riding outside, but immediately after Ironman 70.3 Lanzarote, Bella, which is also a very good I would say psychologist and guide in this situation, sent me out for a 3-hour ride, and the day after, so 2 days after the race, again another 3 hours ride. So we started really going more outside, and that I think helped a lot for Challenge SALOU, which went completely different. It was like another Elisabetta. I think, as I said, also with the period, it was 2 weeks after the period, so yeah, I think on a hormonal level I felt much better, and I was powerful and I was strong, and that's what I could see on that performance that day. So yeah, it was frustrated, as I said, racing 70.3 Lanzarote that way, but on the other hand, it's just the beginning of the season, and I'm really looking forward for all the other races, hopefully finding the balance with my body and the riding outside and putting everything together.